purpose of this video is to give you an introduction to town meeting and how it works. Since its incorporation in 1822, the town of West Bridgewater has used an open town meeting form of government, which means that registered voters in the town come together at the annual town meeting to vote on the budget of the town each year. Historically, the town meetings have had a low voter turnout, except in cases where there is something controversial on the warrant. Although we have a zero quorum in West Bridgewater, which means that only the town clerk and the moderator have to be in attendance in order for the meeting to proceed, it is very important as a voter to attend and participate in the meeting. As town clerk, my responsibilities prior to the meeting are as follows. To post the warrant for the town meeting. The constable will receive 15 certified copies of the warrant from my office and post them in 15 different places throughout the town. To hold a voter registration so that any resident that has not registered to vote can do so before the deadline. As of today, West Bridgewater has 4,915 voters. The voter registration deadline for the annual town meeting is held 20 days prior to the meeting. To print off a list of all the voters and bring it to town meeting to check all the voters in who attend. The Board of Registrars will check in the voters and present them with a card, which they will then use for voting. During the meeting, the town clerk is responsible for the reading and posting of the warrant, the taking the minutes of the town meeting and recording all the votes that are taken. The clerk will direct any hand-counted votes or ballot votes that come before the meeting. The moderator will select tellers to count the hand or ballots, and the results will be given to the town clerk, who passes them on to the moderator. If there is no moderator for the meeting, the town clerk must become the moderator and run the meeting until a moderator is elected at the meeting. If no moderator is elected, then the town clerk must run the meeting as moderator, and the temporary town clerk must be elected to take the minutes.
So town meeting is typically held in June at the little high school, the auditorium. As residents, you'll be voting on articles which were placed on a warrant. In the simplest terms, the warrant is just a fancy name for an agenda, or a warning, as it was called originally, because it warns the public that this is the things that we're going to vote on. On the warrant will be individually listed articles, namely individual specific topics that will be discussed and voted on. Some of the articles will be budget in nature, some will be for town purchases, and some will deal with bylaws. The budgets voted on, such as police, fire, and education, fund the local government agencies that you are probably familiar with. Bylaws are local laws that residents place on the town, similar to federal laws at the federal level or state laws at the state level. If facing the stage, the Finance Committee will be seated to the left of the moderator. The Finance Committee has reviewed all budget requests with department heads and/or department representatives. The review includes asking the department heads or the department representative questions about the items. The Finance Committee presents their report at town meeting, which includes the budget articles along with their recommendation or rejection. The voters are not bound by their recommendation or rejection. The moderator is center stage and the moderator runs the meeting. The moderator facilitates the discussion for each of the articles. The moderator will present each article, accepts a motion and second, and then brings the article to the floor for discussion. The voters then approve or disapprove the budgets and articles.
To the right of the moderator is the town clerk, followed by town council, the town administrator, the selectmen, town treasurer, and the town accountant. The selectmen have previously reviewed and voted on all articles except those brought by initiative petition. Although the selectmen may or may not have approved the article as was requested, they have voted to bring the issue to the decision process of town meeting.
So the budget articles typically include language such as to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate, transfer from available funds, or borrow a sum of money. The term appropriate means authorization to spend. Raising means the funds will come from local revenue, such as property taxes and local receipts. Auto excise tax is an example of that. Transfer means to transfer funds from one account to another and does not impact future revenue, as those funds have already been collected. Free cash is excess revenue generated from the previous fiscal year that is the result of a department having spent less money than they were budgeted for, or the town collecting more revenue than previously anticipated. And borrowing means the town will borrow the funds necessary by issuing bonds and paying interest.
The moderator will call out each budget and ask for the Finance Committee and Selectmen's recommendation. After the Finance Committee and Board of Selectmen state their recommendation, the voters have the opportunity to hold the budget or say nothing. A hold sets the budget article aside for discussion. After all of the budgets have been presented, the moderator will acknowledge the voter who asked for a budget to be held and ask him or her to address the moderator by stating his or her name and address, and then to speak about the topic at hand. The voter can then ask whatever questions pertaining to the budget that the voter has concerns about. If the voter asks a question that does not pertain to the budget, the moderator has the discretion to rule the voter out of order and disqualify the question. If the question is allowed by the moderator, then the appropriate party, Finance Committee, Selectmen, Department Head, etc., will be allowed to speak by the moderator in an attempt to answer the question. If a voter would like to make a change to the article, then the voter may propose an amendment. The voter will be required to provide the town clerk with a written amendment, and the moderator will ask if any other voters will second the motion. If someone seconds the motion, the moderator will then open up the meeting for discussion and eventual vote. If another voter does not second the amendment, the motion dies and the moderator will not allow any discussion on the amendment. For example, if a budget is presented for $1 million, a voter may propose an amendment to reduce the budget to $950,000. The voters will then debate the amendment and vote on the amendment. Immediately thereafter, the voters will vote on the original motion as amended.
Ways of taking a vote. Voice vote, yea or nay. The moderator determines which prevails. If it is too difficult for the moderator to determine, the moderator may ask for a counted standing or raised hand vote. Ballot vote. The selectman moderator or a voter from the floor may request a secret ballot vote. If the ballot request is from a voter from the floor vote must be supported by 7 other voters. The paper ballot votes are then turned into the counters. The counters tally the results and report to the moderator. If the moderator's ruling is not understood, a voter may call out point of order. The purpose is for the moderator to allow the voter to make a statement, request a clarification, or ask a question. The voter's statement and/or question will be presented to the town meeting for a vote to maintain or overturn the moderator's ruling.
I've attended town meetings several times, but still remember my first. I thought to myself, where will I sit? What if I say or ask something stupid? What if I am the only one who votes yes or no? The answers are simple. First of all, you are sitting with your neighbors, all of whom came to town meeting because they care. Second, there are no stupid questions or comments. It is highly likely something you want to ask or comment on is something someone else in the room is thinking as well. Last, you have the right to your vote. The only vote that doesn't count is the vote of the voter not present.
Town meeting is the most important night of the year for town government. It is where residents have the ability to make the most impactful decisions for the town's future. I encourage everyone to review the warrant beforehand. It is a lot to digest if town meeting is the first time you are seeing it. The warrant is posted at least 2 weeks before town meeting, and all articles have been discussed at previous Board of Selectmen meetings. Watching meetings, reviewing the warrant, and asking questions beforehand is the best way to prepare for town meeting. The Selectmen's Office is glad to answer questions that come up while preparing. We also do our best to answer any questions that arise at town meeting, but discussion prior to town meeting allows for our office to do research if necessary. Then we can relay the findings to the entire body at town meeting. Thank you for watching this informative video. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to the Board of Selectmen's office, and most importantly, please join us at town meeting to be a part of West Bridgewater's future.